Let's go, man. Let's go. I've been waiting for this patiently ever since the announcement, man. And this is a perfect time for it to come out. And at the same time, it's going to hurt me a little bit because it's still 2 weeks away. The game is still 2 weeks away. Still many months away for those of you who are waiting on it, are waiting for the Western release. But, and I know we've talked about this in the streams in the past. Still hope you guys will support the LP regardless, because there's no way I'm waiting. You guys should know by now how big of a Persona fanboy I am. And if all the videos I've made on P5 up to this point are no indication, I'm hype as fuck to sit down and watch this. It's probably the thing that I was looking forward to most today, and the time has come. So I'm curious about a couple of things before we even get into it. How much this is going to kind of establish and set up the plot. I mean, we already have, for the most part, I personally already know the majority of the general setup of this game, but I'm just looking forward to some character interactions with this. It's the GOAT voice acting cast, dude. That's the thing too. I highly encourage the Japanese release simply for the voice acting alone. I mean, the dubs for Persona games are never bad by any means, but this is something that I need to hear these voice actors go in and voice actresses go in. So that's hype. I'm curious to see what A1 will do with it. I'm not going to hold my breath for anything absolutely mind-blowingly incredible, but I think it could still be dope. I mean, I definitely think the game cutscenes done by IG are going to be way, way better than this overall. But even still, I'm going to get that Shoji Meguro greatness, and it's going to be hype as fuck. So let's get into it, man. I'm going to start this right now. Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know if you guys never saw that old school video I did when the voice actors were first announced for the game. There's actually a Persona 5 playlist that'll be on the channel, and that's where the LP is going to go as well. But you can check that out. I'm actually going to put it on the top of the channel page soon enough. So if you want to see any of those old videos or discussions, I've done a couple discussions on, the Personas, the footage and the trailers we've seen and stuff like that thus far. You can check that out. But when I first heard the voice acting cast list, man, and I'm going to run through it again for those of you who are unaware. Jun Fukuyama, okay, is playing the protagonist, which I'm also curious to see if they'll give him a name with this OVA, because, Persona protagonists, you normally give protagonists a name, and then they have that kind of canon name that they use in terms of every other side piece of content. Persona 3, it was Minato, and they actually changed it to Makoto for the film releases, which I still haven't watched the final film, and I need to watch that. But anyway, then they had my boy, the god, Narukami Yu. So I'm wondering if they'll do something with this. I mean, if they don't do it here and they just kind of leave it as some blank thing, or maybe they'll come up with something. I'm sure if and when we get an actual full anime adaptation of P5, they'll do it there. Either way, I'm probably just going to end up calling him Kaito or Kurokami or something like that, as we discussed in that previous stream. Anyway, Jun Fukuyama, Sugita, Ikuya Tani, who's doing Morgana, which the voice sounds absolutely incredible. Mamoru Miyano, Nana Mizuki, Rina Sato, Haruka Tamatsu, Aoyuki. Like, how when do you get talent of that caliber? Like, every single one of these voice actors and voice actors are god tier. So I'm hype as fuck to see this. Nevertheless, I've rambled on enough. Let's get into this. Smash that like button if you're hype. And I'm going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Looking forward to some Shoji Meguro, though, man. And we're going to have a little discussion after this is over, too. The Kokoro Kaito is already this well known at this point. So this is probably going to be I'm sure it's going to be canon too. It's probably going to be an early mission that you do. Ryuji! What a boss. Dude, see, that's the thing, though. I forgot that Sugita was playing Yusuke. So I'm going to love him even more than I initially thought, especially since I think it's Goro that's the traitor and not Yusuke, but... And of course, Anne looks sexy as fuck. Let's go, dude. That transition. The Morgana car, man. Let's go. Using those game opening visuals in here. At the very least, no matter what the caliber of the art and animation is that they have here, I guarantee you the direction is going to be on point. Let's go, man. Goro! Let me see if we can sniff out any shade in this. In before Goro's persona ends up being Herlock Sholmes too, to kind of counter Lupin. This kid, man. Also gotta look for unsuspecting hints of shade in random people in case they want to do something of the Izanami effect. Not bad. Amateurs in light of the Kokoro, though. Listen to this BGM, man. It's with the Coronas. Yeah, exactly the type of fiends that are about to get exposed. Let's go, man. Damn. They are really building up the slave portion of being a slave to these societal tropes, dude. Look at him with the big on it, dude. My boy. Hey, you over there. Tell me they give him a name. What a boss. Squad, man. I'm loving all of these characters so much already. Just hearing them speak even more so. That's the thing, though. I feel like I know these characters way more than I should at this point from every little bit of P5 stuff that I've watched. Yo, dynamic between Ryuji and Anna is going to be amazing. Oh my god, man. So amazing. I'm wondering if you're gonna see the palace at all during this, because you know this fool with the red eyes is gonna devolve into a shadow at some point. Dude, Morgana in that actual cat form is pretty dope, but I'm trying to see the actual Morgana animated soon. No, Anne and Ryuji are not a couple. I'm interested to see how it develops. I mean, the way pairings, it's hard for me to explain Persona without making comparisons to previous Persona games, but their dynamic will definitely be interesting nonetheless. The thing is, we also have to be wary about the potential trade-off, even though I don't think it's going to be either of them. Can't say for sure. Save anything. Dude, Yusuke. Sugita is too real as Yusuke. I like the pacing right now. If this scumbag needs to be exposed. Nice. They gave this role to Ryuji too. Completely baited. Look at this man with the Gyaru on his arm. What god, oh man. What is he seeing? Yes. The stylization is amazing. I like how they're bringing it out in this too. Dude. Protagonist is amazing. His nonchalant nature definitely very much reminiscent of Narukami, but only anime Narukami. So I'm curious to see how much personality they'll imbue into the character in game. Let's go. I wonder if anybody else can Morgana. Yeah, yeah. Same voice actress as Chopper. This is the perceived round. Dude, I love how this dialogue pulls from Philemon's original dialogue. Realistically, the same rant that Yegora goes on. I'm surprised we haven't seen any Velvet Room action during this, but we probably won't. What the fuck? It's like I'm my brother's slave. Bringing in the running themes, man. Nice. There goes the transformation. It's interesting that this doesn't seem to be taking place in the palace, and instead it's in that labyrinth dungeon that you drive the Morgana truck through. Let's go. Dude, that fear in the shadow face, man. Was always following my head. What if? Oh my god. What a fiend, dude! And yet you kept him under your suppression the entire time. Perfect. Yes. Yo. Dude, that design is amazing. That's an incredible design for a preliminary shadow, man. We're gonna have to do some analysis of this. Yo. Dude, Yusuke looks like such a boss with the Kitsune mask. Oh yeah, I forgot his nickname is Joker. I guess we can call him that too. I forgot that they had that as his epithet. Yes. Rupa! Yo. Arsan Lupa. It looks so fucking amazing. And listen to the BGM of the god Shoji Meguro, one of the greatest composers of all time. Nice. That stylization, though. Good one, dude. Looks so amazing. Dude, the red Oni and shit, too. Yes, Captain Kidd, son. One of my favorite designs out of the new Personas, too. Yes, dude, look at that ass on Ando. So good. This is fucking Otanaki out here. Those color palettes, man. Zora! At least they went hard as fuck with this battle animation, man. Yo. Exposed. Yeah, Futaba is gonna be God. I guarantee you Futaba's gonna be my best girl. Although some of the co-op characters look amazing. And they have some great voice actors for them too, but I still think Futaba's gonna win, man. And it's been a long time coming because it's rare that a navigation character wins out. You're Robin Hood figures, aren't you? Dude, that shot is amazing. That's just running theme of this fucking OVA for me, man. It's pure fanboying for me, man. I can't even see anything objectively right now. The cop is just like, what the fuck is this? Whew. Shoji hit me with the godly BGMs. He's the god. Yo, look at Goro perceiving what's going on too. See, that's the thing. The fact that he's yet to come in here, I wouldn't really put traitor role on him more so than him just completely having a disagreement in terms of their philosophy entirely. I love you so much, Morgana. Yes! Yo, I keep forgetting that they changed Igor's voice actor, though. Hype! Airline and Just Steven. Yo, I cannot wait to see that. This is one of the craziest Velvet Room designs ever, too. Let's fucking go. Yes, man. I'm watching that again later tonight, man. I'm watching that again later tonight. Just for that combat scene, seeing the persona go in. Absolutely incredible. I love the little bit of insight we get into. We're just gonna call him Joker for now. Although when we do the LP, I'm gonna name him myself. But in terms of common reference, we'll call him Joker until we get a canon name whenever the official anime comes out. I love how they brought in the IG scenes that they made too. But god damn, let me listen to this. I love this song so much. So soon, man. I can't wait. Less than 2 weeks and the journey begins. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the plans for the LP right now, but that was absolutely amazing. I mean, of course, narrative-wise, not going to be anything profound because this is just a taste. This is just a little teaser of the game. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, even in terms of fleshing out the characters original to Daybreakers, this main antagonist who transformed into a shadow, abused his brother and everything like that. It's going to be limited and constrained. Even still, as a fanboy of Persona, that was perfect for me. That was absolutely amazing. My hype is even high. I didn't think it was possible to get more hype for this game than I already was, but it's ridiculous. I wish we would have seen Futaba. We didn't see Futaba. We didn't see Haru. I guess they gave us Goto. So and seeing him kind of his perception and his kind of way he views, you know, the Kokoro Kaito-dan. It's interesting to see that, but I did want to see Futaba at the very least. So we're gonna have to wait on that. Even still, it was amazing. That's what I have to say about that for sure. And then I'm curious to know, like, it's seemingly that area that they were in. I mean, it has to be the palace, but I'm curious to know how it kind of transitions, because it kind of looks similar in terms of design to the Morgana, you know, labyrinth, that side labyrinth that they announced. So I wonder if there has to be. I mean, the dungeons within the palace have to transition, so it's gonna be interesting to see how that works as well. No Makoto either, but I mean, this inadvertently gives us 100% the fact that Haru, Makoto, and Futaba will be later party members. We'll definitely get Yusuke beforehand, so that's hype for me, man. But at least showing me the Velvet Room at the very end. I was about to be salty. I'm not gonna lie. I was about to be like, yo, if they don't show Velvet Room in this OVA, I'm not gonna be having that. Yeah, that's exactly what this is, Tribo. That's exactly what this is. So I was going to do a discussion portion about this, but in order to do that, I need more people that are familiar with Persona to an extent. And I can't. I'd love to get Ku up in here right now, but he's busy. So I'm probably going to And yeah, Futaba is in fact voiced by Aoyuki. And yeah, she's I mean, she's already based on design, based on character archetype. Not so much on her persona, although it is dope that they're bringing in Lovecraft in that way, because then we can kind of speculate that, like I've been thinking, and that's why I wanted to have a more like kind of in-depth, discussion, kind of talking about my thoughts and predictions for P5 and how it's going to go with the running themes, kind of having it the parallels to, but also deviating away from what's already been established. If they're bringing in Lovecraftian lore outside of just the demons, then they could very well be harkening back to Njal and Philemon and bringing them back to a certain extent. But I feel like no one here knows what I'm talking about, and I'd rather have this discussion in stream form with people in the chat that know what I'm talking about versus just having it uploaded as a video. But I might just do that regardless later on, probably next week before the game drops. But in terms of themes for this one, it's going to be interesting because they already brought up the whole enslavement characteristic through the story that they were told in here. But at the same time, I love the deviation and how it kind of moves away and transitions from the themes we got in P3, which would overarchingly be Memento Mori, and then in P5 with, bonds and revealing your true self. So this is going to be interesting. This is going to be very interesting. What archetype is she? I mean, what I mean by that, Futaba's navigator character. So she doesn't really participate in combat. She more so, you navigator characters in P5 when you're in dungeons, generally their persona and analyzes enemies, gives you stats and stuff like that. And at the same time, like, kind of has an overarching guidance for you through the dungeon. I mean, I thought you'd seen at least I know you haven't played any of the Persona games, Zara, but I thought you saw P4 the animation. If you have, then it's the same archetype that Rise is in. Gives you a lot of K vibes. It's weird. I actually wouldn't put K on this at all. But I mean, that's coming from my perspective as somebody who loves Persona ridiculously. So, yeah, that's pretty much what all I'm gonna do. I think that I'm gonna end this here. What I'm gonna do, I want to talk about the LP plans first and foremost, and this will be in the playlist that the LP will be in. But I plan to finish Berseria in the next 2 weeks. By the time the game drops in Japan on the 15th, I will have it on the 15th. Technically the 14th here. So before then, I will be beating Berseria. So what my plan is, and that I'm speaking of which, I'm going to be streaming some Berseria tonight. I want to have like a long Berseria stream tonight. So episode 7 of Berseria is going to be pretty long. I'm going to try and do live commentary for most of it, but it's still going to be pretty long. But anyway, I digress. The LP will be starting for P5 the day it comes out, and it's going to be a much more formal LP than anything I've done in the past. It's not going to be like Berseria, which is streamed. It's going to be straight up uploaded episodes for the LP, probably anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour each episode, something like that. And the only difference to that, the only special parts of that they'll be in stream form is, first off, the first episode is going to be a stream. It's going to be like 4 or 5 hours, as long as I fucking feel like playing that day, and it's just going to be, we're diving in kind of thing. And then the episodes following that will be uploaded episodes. And then I will also be streaming at random points if I'm not really progressing narrative wise, but I'm like grinding. Let's say I'm grinding in the palace or something like that, then I'll just do like a stream for that of just me grinding and chat with you guys and whatnot. So that's going to be the structure of the LP for P5, which is very soon. I'm also going to be looking into some things in terms of a little bit of translation, not much, mind you, but a little bit. And I'm going to be relying on a lot of you as well for that. Ku will probably be with the LP as well in some fashion. So look forward to it, man. Look forward to it. And if that's how you feel about Berseria, Zara, then look forward to episode 6, because I think that was one of my favorite episodes in terms of the developments, and there was actually very little commentary. I only spoke like 3 times because some hype shit was happening. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I'm going to do a review for the Daybreakers because I don't really feel like doing a discussion right now. I have some thoughts that and some things that I want to analyze, and I think a review is much more suited to that. So it's probably going to be a pretty long review too, but I'm going to do that, and that'll probably be tomorrow that I upload that And then we will have at least one more P5 discussion stream between now and the 15th when the game drops, kind of talking about my predictions and stuff like that I wanted to kind of discuss here, but now is not really the time for it. So that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts on the Daybreakers. If you're hyped for P5, definitely subscribe to the channel because we're going to be doing the full LP. And I'm actually going to do it again when the game drops in the West, when the English release comes out. But I definitely want to do the Japanese LP, and I hope you guys will join me for that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be one of the most fun things I've done on the channel. For me personally, if you just like seeing me fanboy, there's going to be a lot of that. But regardless, let me know your thoughts on this, and I'm out. Peace.